Right, medical assisting students. All right, here is our what, fifth example of how to do dosage calculations. Now we get into where you're actually going to deliver the medication in a liquid form, whether it's liquid to drink or liquid to inject. That will be determined in the scenario. So same concept, we can write our equations down. D over H equals X over V, or A equals D over H times Q. All right, our order says the provider orders 100 milligrams of Tylenol elixir to be administered by mouth, PO, every 6 hours, Q68, as needed, PRN, for fever or pain. The medication is available as 125 milligrams per milliliter or sorry, per 5 milliliters. Otherwise, you can see the little fraction there. It shows it as 125 over 5 milliliters. That's just sharing you that. There are 125 milligrams of that Tylenol elixir in 5 milliliters of syrup. So let's go back and find our information to plug into our equation. Go back, I'm going to look for the doctor's order. Provider orders 100 milligrams of Tylenol. So we got 100 milligrams. And then, right, when I open the cupboard to determine what's on hand, medication is available in 125 milligrams. We're not going to worry about this number until we do the vehicle or the quantity because that's what that number is. We're just going to write the 125 milligrams here equals. Remember, we don't do anything with X, but we're going to write our vehicle. That's how we're going to deliver it. And in this delivery system, it's not tablets anymore. It's in milliliters, but there's 5 milliliters. And we know it's not going to be injected because we see that it's ordered by mouth, so it's a drinkable elixir. All right, so now we do our cross multiplication. Get rid of my milligrams, and then I'm going to cross multiply. 100 times 5 milliliters is 500 milliliters equals 125x. We have to get x by itself, so we divide by 125. That cancels that out. We divide the other side by 125, and then we're going to take 125 and divide it into 500. So 125 into 500. And if you do your calculations either on scrap or on your phone or whatever, you're going to see that 125 evenly goes into 500 4 times. So 4 times 125, 500, subtract, and you get 0. And that's all the further we have to go down. So you have 4 milliliters equals X. All right. So this one here, to do this one, the A equals D over H times Q, it is going to look a little differently now. And I'll show you how that works. So we're still going to go back and plug in the same information. So the doctor's order is 100 milligrams. Yep, 100 milligrams over what we have on hand up here, 125 milligrams times the 5 milliliters. 5 milliliters. Okay, so we're going to solve for this one first over here. Get rid of our milligrams because they cross each other out. And then I'm going to divide this into that 125 into 100. Now, in the previous videos that I showed you, 125 can't go into 100 evenly. So again, I have to add a decimal point here, add a 0, pop that decimal point right up here. Make sure you put the trailing 0. That's going to be important. And then now I can look at 125 goes into 1,000. And if you do your calculations on scrap paper or on your phone, you're going to find that it goes into there 8 times evenly. So it's 0. So 8 times 125 is 1,000. Subtract and you have 0. You don't need to go any further with that. So the solving of this one over here is 0.8 times 5 milliliters. So now we're going to multiply 0.8 times 5. And if we do 0.8 times 5, 5 times 8 is actually 0, 4. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 4, you get 40. And anytime that you have a multiplication that has a decimal point in it, you just have to count how many spaces the decimal points are at, even if they're on top or bottom. It doesn't matter. You have to count both. This one only has one place. And so we take the decimal point that's here, pop it over there, which gets rid of that 0 because we never do a trailing 0. And I'll share with you why in a minute. So then this multiplied is 4 milliliters. So let's talk about in the previous video, we talked about a preceding 0. Right here, this is a preceding 0. That's a 0 that must go in front of a number that's less than 1. Anytime that you have what we call a trailing 0, you don't add a trailing 0. A trailing 0 is a 0 that's at the end of a whole number. So, for instance, if I were to put this right here, 4.0, and we did not see this, it would look like 40, and again, you'd kill your patient. So we never put the trailing 0, and we just put the 4, because that has to do with patient safety. All right, that's it for this one. I hope that you guys, these videos are helping. If they're not, you just have to let me know.